This is the test sample, which is a mixture of lead carbonate and starch. And we start the analysis by adding hydrogen triazonitrate 5 to it, as you can see, and effervescence of a gas, which turns out to be carbon 4 oxide, was recorded. And then the resulting solution was filtered, as you can see, using a filter paper. And the filtration gave us a white residue and a colorless filtrate. So we went on to analyze the filtrate using sodium hydroxide as a precipitating agent. You can see putting drops of sodium hydroxide led to the formation of a white precipitate that was insoluble in drops of sodium hydroxide. You can see the white precipitate forming gradually, and then after like 2 more drops we could get the white precipitate in good amounts. Then the next thing was to add excess sodium hydroxide to see whether it will be soluble in excess of the sodium hydroxide or not. And what we recorded was that the white precipitate was soluble in excess sodium hydroxide, as you can see from the test tube. Then the next test was to analyze the filtrate, another portion of the filtrate, with ammonia solution. And with drops of ammonia solution, we got white precipitate very easily. That's the white precipitate very easily. And adding the ammonia in excess, that was the next thing. Yes, and on adding it in excess, the precipitate remained insoluble. So the precipitate did not dissolve, as we can see clearly from the recording. The precipitate remained insoluble. So then the next thing was to carry out a confirmatory test using hydrogen chloride. And with drops of hydrogen chloride, we got the formation of a white precipitate. And that precipitate was heated. The precipitate dissolved while the solution was warm, and the crystal started forming gradually when it cooled down, to prove that it was lead. Then the last test was to see that the residue contained starch.